Now, in business news, airlines in Indonesia have been given permission to increase ticket prices as long as they stick to the rules. So the move may help airlines cover costs, considering that they are only allowed to operate at 70% of passenger capacity. Chani Vattvani joins us now live from Jakarta for the latest. So Chani, has there been any reaction on this decision?
Well, since the announcement was made on Monday, Deputy for the Coordinating Ministry for Maritime Affairs and Investments, Coordinating Department of Infrastructure and Transportation, has said that no airline in the country has yet to increase their ticket prices to the upper airfare limit. Now, we know, however, national carrier Garuda Indonesia previously stated that it was considering raising ticket prices if this era of a new normal goes on for an extended period of time. Now, on June the 5th, Garuda CEO in a virtual press conference said that in order to successfully implement safe distancing on flights, airlines have to keep the middle seat empty and limit passenger capacity. Now, this, if carried on for an extended period of time, could have major financial implications. Garuda has said that it is still discussing the issue of adjusting ticket prices.
And Chani, how will this move help to bolster the hard-hit aviation sector?
Well, safe distancing is one of the aspects among COVID-19 health protocols, and successfully implementing it in planes means that all airlines cannot operate at 100% capacity. Now, even though the Transport Ministry is allowing airlines to operate at 70% capacity as long as they follow strict rules to prevent COVID-19, not being able to operate at full capacity will certainly have financial implications, likely toward a reduced revenue. By being allowed to raise ticket prices, airlines could look at recuperating their losses.
Okay, many thanks for that. Chani Vattvani speaking to us from Jakarta. We're going to stay on this story and take a closer look with aviation analyst Gerry Soejatman. Gerry, was Indonesia's decision to allow airlines to raise ticket prices, as Chani described, expected?
Yes, we are probably one of the last few countries in the world that has price controls for ticket prices. So there's a price cap and a price floor. Now, when the government in I think it's March or April implemented a 50% cap, then the airline said, well, we can't make profit out of that. So the government adjusted the price cap. They doubled the price cap to allow for the 50% capacity. Now that the capacity has been increased to 70%, the capacity cap, the government said, okay, we'll stick to this cap for the moment. So feel free to do the price that you see fits.
Gerry, we heard from Chani, no airline has reported that they're going to increase fares just yet. But which airlines do you think will actually take this opportunity to raise prices? And how much do you think they're going to raise it by as well?
Well, I think with the change in the prices that's already been put in by the government, the airline has been stuck at the bottom. So they've been selling it on the price floor. And looking at the ticket prices today, they're still stuck on the floor. So I don't think the airlines are going to raise it anytime soon, because that really does depend on the demand. People are still quite wary of traveling. And the capacity of flights are still very, very low. So I don't think airlines are going to capitalize on this anytime soon.
And speaking of demand then, Gerry, how do you see that going forward? You mentioned that demand remains quite low, but we know that airlines are wanting to get back into the skies and governments are looking to help them.
Yeah, I think given the current situation, there's not a lot of people that can travel. There are restrictions in place. You have to go and get tested before you fly, so that really dampens most of the demand that's there. So at the moment, there is no desire to raise or lower the prices from where it is now. But as that eases, then there will be a pressure for the airlines to lower the prices to kickstart the demand. But if the situation doesn't improve in Indonesia, then we can expect the 70% cap to remain for quite a while. And as activities pick up, then the 70% cap with a very limited number of flights is going to be overwhelmed by the demand eventually, and prices will have to go up.
All right, so if that's the case, then do you think then we're going to see the end of cheap travel if that's the situation?
I think this is still a temporary measure. We don't expect the prices to increase in the long run in terms of a significant increase. It really does depend on how the demand is going to pick up once the pandemic eases. At the moment, the cases in Indonesia were still growing by about 2% a day. So I don't see that this current move is going to significantly change the long-term trend for the moment.
Okay, thanks for speaking with us this evening, Gerry Soejatman, aviation analyst.